my shit.
Hey Jammers, Jones here, back with another video. So today I thought about what video we should do today, and I finally came up with it. I sat down and I wrote out and I really studied and I really thought about 10 new things that they need to add to Animal Jam. There are a lot of things that are great about AJ, but there are so many things that we could fix and improve to make it like a lot more interesting. So without further ado, here is the first thing that I think AJHQ should change about Animal Jam. Number 1, we need more lands. I just cannot express how much I don't like the fact that we don't get any land changes. I mean, we got the Outback like a year ago, but come on, there have been little to no updates on any lands whatsoever. I feel like AJHQ is way too busy putting out new animals instead of focusing on different dens, different places to go, and that just really bothers me because animals lose their glamour after about a week or so of them being out. What I think would be cool is to be able to utilize a lot more land than is currently on the Jama map, and how I think we could do this is by using sliders on each side of the map. You can see all the blank space on either side of the map, and that is where all of the new lands could go. But I'm thinking to navigate around this map, you should be able to have button sliders. This would make it a lot easier if we were to ever add new maps too, so you could slide the buttons around and navigate your way around the place without having to like click and drag the map. Thing they should add number 2, we need more interactive stuff. Overall, Animal Jam was built to be like a really educational game, but I feel like it's lost that and we've all gotten caught up in rares and other dumb stuff like that. So I think we just need to add a lot of interactive objects. Like in the Cocoa Hut, there are spears and pots, and what if when you hovered over them, you could get a little window that pops up and it would tell you some fun facts about how Neanderthals first started crafting spears and what spears were made out of. You could do this virtually anywhere, and I think it would add another element of learning because it would just take a few seconds to look over and read and find something new and interesting to discover. Thing they need to change number 3, the ability to send AJ usernames to friends. Now this is something that has really bothered me because have you ever tried to dictate like a username of someone you want somebody else to buddy over AJ chat? Like, it's not pretty. So what I think is, as I've prepared this slide for you on the side, is that we should add a buddy icon onto Jamagrams, right next to the gifting icon. When you click this button, it brings you to your buddy list, and you can click a buddy, and that'll attach onto the Jamagram like a gift. Number 4, we should be able to rotate in the clothing dressing room. As you walk around Jama, you notice that there are 4 different ways you can see your animal. You can see them left and right from the front, and left and right from the back. Sitting, you can see them in all 4 directions. No matter how you run or turn, it's always going to be those 4 directions. So what I think is that when we're looking at the clothing preview, there should be 2 arrows at the bottom of our animal. So not only do we get to look at the clothing from when the animal is looking straight at us, or a little bit to the right, I should say, but you can click the arrow and cycle through all 4 of the ways that the animal stands, and you can really see how the piece of clothing would look when you're walking around. Because sometimes looking at just that one thing can be pretty deceiving. Thing they need to add number 5, reorganized colors for animals. I cannot express this enough. I mean, I used to think the idea of a color wheel would be good, but there's just so many gross colors and it's way too much to pick. And I think the fact that all of the colors need to be programmed into Animal Jam, there would just be way too much variation for the programmers to handle. So what I think is this. You would have a line for the upper body and a line for the lower body with all the pigments. When you pull the drop-down menu, it has a drop-down menu of each individual pigment, which would have tints, tones, and shades, and a black at the bottom. This would give you a lot more color idea than we have in the actual menus, but it would also stay organized and stay true to the look of the Animal Jam customization menu. 6th thing they should add into Animal Jam is a snack food court in the Soul Arcade. Hardly anyone goes into the Soul Arcade, I've noticed, and it's become kind of barren ever since you could go right to the games at the top of your screen. What I don't like about the Soul Arcade also is the fact that there's a little shop in there. Those shop items I feel like would do so much better up in that upper shop over the Temple of Zeus, because that's much more mystic and galactic looking. What I think we should add to the Soul Arcade is like a food court. In those arcades you always see those little places and they kind of look look like old-fashioned diners. But what would happen in Soul Arcade is it looks like an old-fashioned diner, and you can sit down, there are little booths, and there's a place to walk behind just like the DJ stand and the DJ parties. There you can click on pizza, you can click on pretzels, and get some pop-outs of those that would hover next to your animal, just like the slushies do. And you could also buy pizza boxes, popcorn machine, a slushie maker. You can buy a stack of fries. It would just, if you could add a little bit more space to the Soul Arcade, it could become an area for socialization. And I think by letting more jammers cluster together to get stuff there, you'd have more of a chance of people coming into the Soul Arcade and playing multiplayer games with each other. Thing they should add, number 7. When you are sitting in water, it would stop splashing. Because, I mean, like, come on. You see how most animals rock back and forth when they're just standing? Why is it that when you stand in the water, you stand perfectly still and the water makes, like, almost no noise at all? But when you sit, it looks like you're playing in the water, but you're not moving at all, like you're completely frozen. They need to fix this because this bothers me so much. Thing they should add, number 8. Have the music from all of the stores available in the music section, because I cannot tell you how much I want art studio music and the Cocoa Hut music, because these musics are so pretty and I love them so much. Like, I'll just go and sit in the Cocoa Hut because I can and because it sounds so nice. Thing they should add, number 9. Anything that's leaving any store in a few days goes to the front. So if you have any items with like 5 days left or 10 days left labeled on them, they would automatically go to the front in front of all the new items that are being added. This would let people like see like, oh look, this is leaving, you can still buy it, but it's not going to be here for very long, and it's going to stop a lot of the, I'm going to go buy this sweatshirt, oh, it's gone. Fantastic. And number 10 thing they should add to Animal Jam. I love the photo booth because it lets me get really clear pictures of my animal, but what I really wish is that it had a multiplayer option. So you could click 1 player or 2 player. When you click 2 player, you add another buddy or another buddy adds you, and you have around 30 seconds. You get to choose which way you want your animal to be positioned. You get to choose what line you want under your animal, and you get to put a vote in for the background. After the 30 seconds are up, the backgrounds randomly cycle and choose one of the 2 votes. That's your background, and you get to take a picture. Both people get the same picture, and you have the choice of sending it as a jamagram to a friend or saving it to your computer. So I hope you enjoyed this little video about 10 things that they really need to have in Animal Jam, because I thought really hard about these and I would love to see them in AJ. If you liked this video and you want to see more, be sure to give that subscribe button just hit it. Just hit it in the face. Actually, you know what? Be gentle, because I don't want you to hit your computer and then get mad at me when it breaks. So gently hit the subscribe button. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. Since it's such a small channel, it really makes a difference to me how many likes I get. So as always, you guys, stay safe and jam on. Jones out.